other projects I've seen you do, and in terms of it not having a lot of dialogue and there's a lot of nonverbal stuff, I know you're used to physical acting, but this is a little different from what we usually see. So what was the
He
challenge?
wouldn't let me do any pratfalls. Just a little soft shoe. No. Yeah, no, it was challenging, especially like, you know, the walking and not saying anything, or just like, you know, you have to speak with your eyes a lot. And, you know, there's a lot just, I don't know, you could take from animals, you know what I mean? Because they really did feel like animals. All these creatures are kind of like primitive, and, you know, so you see how animals act. They're like always looking out, they could be killed at any moment. So that kind of like hyper aware stuff, but also you have to be calm, you have to be smooth, you have to, you know, you can't really panic.
I want to ask you about, we were told that you did this artwork.
I did the poster, I did the flyers.
This is really good artwork.
Yeah,
now,
that's
I
awesome.
do want to ask, do you sometimes draw out the characters that are in your head as
I'll
you
do like
write?
storyboard stuff,
Okay.
you know, for sure. But I definitely storyboard it, and I do shot list and all that. But even going back to like working about like how much, so I definitely, but then even when I'm on set, I'll be trying to think of what would be even cooler, or what I want to do, or combine shots. Usually trying to extend takes and stuff like that, you know, and also just reacting to the environment and reacting to the actors. So basically, yeah, I'll use storyboards, and like a shot list is sort of like, that's the basic template, but then I'm always like trying to expand off of it, or, you know, and change it up, like based on what's going on, you know, what the sun is doing, what the actors are doing, like all that kind of stuff, what the wind is doing, whatever, you know.
Willing to change on the
Yeah, totally, for sure, yeah.
How long did it take you to design the final product of the poster we see behind you?
I don't know, probably a few days. I don't know, probably a few days, maybe a day. I don't honestly, I don't even know. Probably I did a different poster first, and I wasn't. It was like a little too. I kind of did like something like they had like this sort of like 1960 sort of like, I don't like book cover type design thing, almost more design, like more like drawing or whatever. But then I thought, nah, it was just like, it felt a little too like whatever, and then I did this one. And then based on that, then I did the flyers, and I like drew these characters and all that kind of stuff.
Was it pretty much all natural lighting?
Yeah, exteriors. I don't like to use any lights on exteriors, but and I like to shoot like a magic hour if possible. Yeah, but interiors definitely is lit, you know. But again, like I like simple lighting scheme. Like I'm a big fan of like Caravaggio or Rembrandt, that kind of like Baroque, you know, painting, and so definitely that's like big. Or Gordon Willis is a great cinematographer that I really admire a lot. And so yeah, definitely a lot of single source or stuff like that, you know. Try to be as natural as possible, and hopefully, and rugged. You want, like, this is a post-apocalyptic movie, so I want it to be rugged and like tough, but at the same time, like, you know, have some artistic like beauty to it at the same time, you know.
Since you didn't have as much dialogue, I felt like there was a lot of like getting on close-ups of the eyes, and especially like David getting the emotion in the face. Was that something you went in knowing you wanted to have that close intimacy with the characters, or did it just kind of happen on set?
Well, again, like I do a shot list and I storyboard, but it's also like, it's both, you know what I mean? It's both what the actors are doing. It's both, you know, and you're shooting, and what's working, and again, like it's a fairly ambitious film, particularly in terms of art and stuff like that. So you know, like what's working with art. It's like all this, like when you're directing, it's like all this stuff, you know, and you're just like reacting to what the whole world's giving you and doing, and you're just writing it. And so it's a combination of like that pre-plan and like what's working and what's, you know what I mean, what you're feeling. And definitely with this, again, like, yeah, there isn't a lot of dialogue, so a lot of the silent performance is silent. So you want to see their, you know, you want to get in close, you know what I mean, and I don't know, just like give it some like emotional weight, you know.
Was there any scenes that you had to reconstruct once you went to editing or anything like that?
Oh yeah, definitely. And then that's the thing, because when you edit, you rewrite it. Basically, it's like another form of writing in a way, I think, you know. So I think like editing and writing are the most intellectual processes. But yeah, so definitely like you're rearranging scenes and stuff like that, and you know, all that kind of stuff, taking scenes out, so you know, stuff like that, you know.
So Arquette, did you do any practical joking or anything on the set? Did you have time or?
Not really. It wasn't sort of like that kind of set. It wasn't like the kind where you're laughing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But
I mean, we'd have fun.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
definitely had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get me wrong about
Yeah.
that. But like the fun would be, you know, doing a drug scene and doing it too crazy. And you're like, okay, well, you gotta like pull it back, or like, when he like discovers this one lens that he starts to keep using, and he gets all like a little kid. It's like, I just love what it's doing, and like he gets a little mad professor.
Yeah. Or like,
Stuff
every
that.
time there's like a lot, because there's like a decent amount of blood in the movie or whatever.
Yeah.
Like every time breaking out the blood effects, it'd just be like, I always have a blast with that stuff. So, I was really, you know. So the more disturbing like literally the more disturbing the scene, you'll hear me behind the camera, like in editing, I just hear myself. I just be laughing so hard at all that stuff. Yeah.
Everything else being, this movie is set in like a neo Middle Ages.
Yeah.
Coming after an apocalyptic event.
Yeah.
Would you like to make an actual period Middle Ages movie sometime?
Well, definitely like a lot. Some of my, you know, and definitely some of the inspiration for this, like this is like whatever. I don't want to sound like too pretentious or something, but some of the like influence on the film are definitely like, you know, Seven Seal, or it's like Conan meets Seven Seal or something. You know what I mean? So like,
Does that make me Conan?
You know, so that kind of thing, or like, yeah, totally. I love that stuff. Like Andre Rublev's another great Middle Ages movie, and then like Chimes of Midnight, the Orson Welles and all that kind of thing. Yeah, there's so many great ones, yeah, for sure.
Any post-apocalyptic films influence?
Well, definitely
you, like Boy and the Dog, or.
I mean, again, like, it's weird. I think like the original idea, like I said, with him playing cards, sort of like came out of the Seventh Seal, probably not purposefully, but definitely that's a movie that I love, and so that was like obviously not post-apocalyptic, but that's something I could say, oh, that's that. But like a lot of it, like I love like a lot of post-apocalyptic movies. I love like, you know, obviously the first Mad Max, and then Road Warrior. I really love, you know, particularly Road Warrior. I think it's a really terrific movie. And then like, you know, I like there's like this like Stalker and like Tarkovsky's Stalker, and it's a great movie. And so, but I wasn't necessarily like thinking, oh, I want to make Stalker, or like, and I love like the book The Road is a great post-apocalyptic novel, but I wasn't like, oh, I want to rip off Cormac McCarthy or something, you know. So like, I don't know, but it's all in there probably or something. And then Children of Men, you know, the way that's shot is unbelievable. So.
Can you talk about the mythology in your story? I mean, what's your inspiration behind that?
Yeah, I'm definitely into mythology a lot and stuff. So I read a lot of like Carl Jung and Joseph Campbell and stuff like that. So that was definitely an influence for sure. And like the Tarot was obviously an influence for sure. So yeah, so definitely like, again, going into that Dark Age idea, like sort of those like alchemical archetypes and stuff there in Tarot and all that was definitely, I was thinking about that stuff for sure. But then I was thinking it'd be like, I wanted to create my own sort of Tarot card, so it wasn't just doing like a Tarot deck, but it was like my own sort of archetype type of figure.
Your own vision is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, for sure.
How does music influence the way that you write? Because even the music in here is great.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, TK he's a good friend of mine. Did a great job with the score, and we worked really hard on that and for forever. And like, you know, like.